Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're going to explore the chakras and how you can test your own chakras to find out where they're at. Now the chakras are energy centers throughout our body. The 7 main ones run along our spine and are associated with the 7 colors of the rainbow. Each energy center rules an aspect of our lives, parts of our body, and different areas of our life as well. Now, you've often probably heard the term that a chakra is opened or closed. But remembering that these are energy centers, I want you to think about that for a moment. When you woke up this morning, was your energy opened or closed? Or would it be more correct to say maybe your energy felt low or high, and sometimes it's just right? So this idea that chakras open and closed or become blocked in that kind of way, I think is a little bit misleading. So what I want to introduce you to a new way of looking at the chakras. This idea that maybe there's a scale, so 1 to 100, and maybe they can be balanced. Maybe they're at 50 out of 100. Or maybe they're severely underactive, and so they're very low in energy. And they could be overactive, and there's too much energy in there. And then basically we want to work out, how do we bring them all back into balance? Now chakras, I find, can move up and down that scale really quickly. You may be feeling okay, and then you get a sudden fright, and your solar plexus chakra moves out of balance. Or you may have had some traumatic experience when you were younger with maybe your family, and so your sacral chakra, which rules intimate relationships, is a little bit off whack. That may take some time before we can move that into balance. But how on earth do you know where you're at? Well, you can use different things like tuning forks, you can use kinesiology techniques like muscle testing and so on. But today I wanted to show you how to use a pendulum. Now, a pendulum can be anything weighted basically on a string or a chain. So this is my favorite pendulum that I like to use every day to check my chakras, and it's made of Tanzadora quartz. But this is a simple one I teach people how to make in classes. It is a star anise herb tied with a bit of cotton. So even if you don't have something fancy like this, you can still test your chakras. So when we're testing the chakras, we want to hold our pendulum, and I have 2 ways of holding it. You can either drape it over a couple of fingers like that, or kind of pinch it like that. You want to hold it in the hand that you write with, your projective hand. So for most of us, that will be our right. Then what we do, we want to have our hand nice and relaxed, and we just say, show me the energy of a balanced chakra. Show me the energy of a balanced chakra. Now you can say it out loud, or you can say it in your head. And it's kind of like, there's a good looking person at the other end of the room, and you want them to come talk to you and kind of vibing, going, come talk to me, come talk to me. But you're talking to your pendulum saying, show me the energy of a balanced chakra. And after a while, you should start to get a constant swing. Now, don't want you to worry about what direction or how it's swinging. I want you to worry about how much it swings. So you can see how much that one's swinging there. So that, because the question was, show me the energy of a balanced chakra, is that 50 point on that scale. So then we want to check one of our chakras. So let's say we want to check our crown chakra. So we then get the pendulum nice and still, holding it the same way, put our receptive hand, our left hand for most of us, on that chakra and say, show me the energy of my crown chakra. You keep repeating that in your head or out loud if you're by yourself and you want to speak out loud. Show me the energy of my crown chakra. And after a while, you should start to get a regular swing as well. So mine, I think that swing just a little bit less. So at the moment, I might have a slightly underactive crown chakra. So if it starts swinging wildly like this, that would suggest it's overactive. If it swings about the same, then it would be balanced, same as the first question, and if less, it's underactive. Now, if you've never used a pendulum before, it may take some time to get the pendulum moving or to just feel it start to sense. Sometimes looking away, just like when we're trying to pick someone up in a club or something, we don't stare at them, do we? So don't stare at your pendulum, just relax, look away, and then it should start to swing in its own time as well. As you build your relationship with your pendulum, you should be able to quite quickly check each of your chakras. Now, once you know whether each chakra is overactive, underactive, or balanced, what we want to do is we want to use different crystals and essential oils to bring them back into balance or maintain their balance as well. Now, check out my other videos on my YouTube channel, which goes through different crystals and different oils to use depending on where you're at. We don't want to use the same crystal regardless of where we're at. For example, let's say we've got an overactive base chakra. It's really fiery. There's lots of energy there. If we put a fiery crystal on there, like a ruby or red garnet, that's kind of like drinking a Red Bull and trying to get to sleep. It hypes us up even more. So Hopefully that's been informative of how to use a pendulum to check your chakras. And now we've got beautiful gifts from nature, such as crystals and essential oils, to help bring them into balance and look at why and look at how we can bring more balance into our lives. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'd love to hear about how you go with your pendulum in the comment section below. Take care. Blessed be.